Okay, so you've seen a quick bit of the process of hydro dipping. Shouts out to Southern Hydrographics who hooked up the film and gave me some assistance on a little bit of some trouble I was having. I will tell everyone right off top, temperature means everything. Warm water, very warm water, 90 degrees, around that area, 85 to 90 degrees, works best when dipping. And I'll show you some differences between the two shoes because this one came out just about perfect. That one came out about 90% perfect. And I'm going to have to do a couple of touch-ups, which I'm going to show you here. I got a couple of paint pens and a little block cloth. But temperature means everything. Yesterday, I dipped this shoe at 90 degree water out in a much warmer day. And you can see the very smooth fade on the cage, which is beautiful. Absolutely perfect on the cage. About 60, 65 degree day outside, 90 degree water, breeze was low. Had to do it outside to make sure that this stuff right here doesn't burn my lungs up. Make sure you cover your face. It's toxic. It's powerful. You know what I'm saying. Anyway. Yeah, it was a good process. It was actually really smooth. Steady pressure pushing through the water. Since I was only doing boost, the midsole and the cage, I had everything else taped off. I'll get to that in a second. Because taping knit is super hard, so I'll talk about that in just a second. Anyway, these areas took to it right away. There's a couple of differences, as I said. On that one, the temperature was better. Water and air temperature was much better. And I made sure to alcohol wipe any excess dirt. This is an older pair of triple whites that I did these on. And so I made sure to alcohol the surface to clean off, strip a little bit of the sheen. There's not a whole lot of sheen on Boost, but I just want to make sure to do it. That one came out beautiful. All right, so let's show you this one. This one is still drying. You can see I'm getting the I did this one last night. I did this one this morning. So the difference is right away. You can see on the cage here, by the time I dipped all the way through the water, the surface area of the water had gotten cold. Right now, outside on my deck, you can see my daughter's pumpkin is already dying. Right outside on my deck, the temperature is now dipping into the 30s. I wasn't expecting that it would be that cold all day today. It's not going to get above 45 Fahrenheit. So the surface of the water, even though I had 90 degree water, I had to spray outside to activate the film. The surface of the water cooled off dramatically. The wind is blowing. You can see the little pinwheel outside doing its thing. The surface area of the water got really cold really fast, even though the deeper water was warmer. That affected the cling and the activation. So it really did matter. The rest of the shoe actually came out fairly good. The heel was great because I dipped that first. Everything's looking smashing. The inside cage is beautiful. That worked out how it should. Got a little rough toward the front. You can see patches. I already started to do a little bit of cleanup on that. It's going to be pretty easy to do on a swirl pattern. I dipped this side twice because it wasn't taking. This entire piece here was white, much like this up here. So what I'm actually going to do is go in with my paint pens that match the color scheme of the film that I had. And my film was translucent. There's some film that has black backing or colors. This was translucent on the white. But I'm going to go in with these and show how I can do a little bit of cleanup so that at a distance, you won't be able to see a whole lot of difference. And it's a minor amount. Like I said, 90% of this shoe is beautiful. Came out exactly how I want. The masking job worked. Oh, yeah, let's get to that. So, what up, Ren? So, the masking job on a full knit shoe is stupid hard because this stuff wants to move and flex. The very technical nature of this shoe is that fit is sock-like. You can't tape a sock. It's difficult. So you either have to have a shoe form in there, or what I'm going to do next time is tape these edges here against the boost and against the hard edges. I will put tape. And then what I'll do is bag the rest. Very similar to what they do with cars or other paint jobs or other paint shops where you're painting materials. You mask off the edge, but then you simply bag the rest. That way you get the same amount of coverage. I can plastic bag this since I have a stash of those because they don't recycle and I don't really like to use them, but when I have to use them, I keep them. So I am going to bag this next time, tape the edges, and then tape the bag against that to protect everything else. Should work perfectly, and we should be good to go. So I am going to try to set up my tripod here and then show you how I'm going to be able to take some of these colors, as I said, these colors here, and simply blot and swirl and see if we can't, at least, you can see I started with the yellow and it actually works really well on that translucent. Blot and swirl and see if we can at least get it to match up a little bit. All right, back in a sec. Okay, so as you can see, these areas right here, I'm not going to be watching the screen, I'm going to be watching the shoe, so hopefully everything shows up okay. But on these areas right here, where I had a little bit of gapping, a little bit of tearing in the film, and then you can see also along those hard edges where it might have gotten rubbed as I was getting the film off in the process. I'll clean up those areas a little bit with a bit of these paint markers, and then we'll do a quick sheen finish. Probably won't show you that part on the end, but shouldn't be too hard. All right, so yellow is a good base. Because I can kind of play around with those areas of white, touch them up, get some coverage in there. You can already see how even just adding a little bit of color helps to blend with the shoe, blend with the already color on those exposed areas. Blot it in. Then with this, tap it in, and then just blot it a bit with a cloth of some kind to kind of dull that area and smooth it in. These are just art techniques. These aren't even really, sneaker techniques or customizing techniques. These are just artistic techniques on the whole. These Sharpie markers, these are fantastic. I've been using these for a while. Painter's markers are one of the more popular ones. There's a few other brands, but Sharpie makes a crazy good one. So let's make sure that this one has some color in it. Oh, it does. Beautiful. And so it's kind of swirling in there. You can already see how it blends in. Give it a couple streaks, and then we're gonna drag that to blend it a bit better. Nice, very nice. They dry quickly. The Sharpie ones dry quickly. They are paint, so it works nice, but they do dry quickly. So you can already see how that area where I thought for sure it was a mess up, to kind of be saved, you know. Let's use this purple Sharpie, see if that one's ready. Get some purple in there. Yeah, Sharpie, stay ready. Just kind of streak it in. Blend it. There you go. So it's not super fancy, but it just cleans up some of those areas. I like that. There we go. You gotta hit it right away. If you hit it right away, it actually blends really well. Touch it right away and smooth it into those areas. Yes, 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 that works. All right, cool. Now let's see what we can get going on this outside here, on the cage. Because the cage has a majority yellow hue to it, I'm actually gonna give that a whole lot of streakiness all in there. And then we're gonna smooth that out because that hard surface, the boost is kind of porous actually. And so what I found with the boost is that as I was drawing on that just to fill in those gapped areas, a lot of times that was catching and it wouldn't smooth or drag. But if I use the block cloth here, smooth it with my finger, not afraid to get the fingers dirty. That's great. So you can already see some of that kind of staining. That's what we're doing. We're just trying to stain it, give it some look so it's not just that clear translucent, because what happens with that is if it's just clear translucent, it looks like a mess up. But this way, it looks like part of the film actually got on there, and you're just kind of trying to help it out a little bit. I'll have to do some editing on this. Can't believe my pen dried up. Got butter. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so add a little streakiness in there. Hit it right away. Get it streaked in there. Don't let it set up hard, you know. Yeah. So there we go. It's starting to help it out a little bit. I'm actually going to go back over that and make sure I get some of those bigger blotchy areas out. But I'm just doing this really quickly for you guys to see. Oh, let's add some purple in there. Some purple will help out right away. Some little darker purple. In and smooth it out. Good, there we go. Streak it in and smooth it out. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Perfect. Get it in and smooth it out. There we go. And so you can see that actually looks like it blends with the shoe. So, like the pattern continued. So we just saved it. Boom. What you know, no good. That's awesome. And so now I'm very, very happy with this pair because that was the major piece that was causing me a little bit of stress. I might go in and put some darker blue in there, just a bit to help out the streakiness. But you can see, works beautifully. So we'll cut back to a full view and I'll show you these on foot once I get it a little bit more dry, because it's soaking up nicely. And so yeah, we'll see how it looks. To show everybody that it holds fast. Oh my goodness, look at this. Hold on. That's what happened to the glove I was dipping with that particular pattern. You can see this is flexible material. I'm scratching it hard, pulling it, stretching it, and there is no breakdown in the wrap. That is incredible. So the hope is that it's just as flexible like that out there on my kicks.